sunshine.
I'm not going at the moment. I'm not going, and I'm desperate to see him, man. I mean, he's going to do a great concert. It's his only one in London. I can't believe that being on the radio, being on XFM, the listenership's going up apparently. I can't believe I can't get a ticket. I've asked Carl. He's done nothing. He's done nothing.
No, Carl had a very good point.
Nothing.
Carl, say what you said when he was whinging in the
but first of all, whilst you're moaning, you also asked in the week for a Badly Drawn Boy album.
Yeah.
You got in today.
Yeah.
There's one there for you.
Well, yeah. But it's yin and yang.
And it's like, yeah, but I do,
Carl, what's Steve ever done for you? That's what you got to ask yourself. What has Steve ever done for you?
Well, he took me to the BAFTAs. Yeah, but only 'cause no one else would probably want to go with you.
I can't believe that.
What is
I
this?
do not believe that. Oh, Steve, I'm going to stitch you up now, Carl. And it's in a nice way, and don't worry, it won't be too bad. He won't take it too bad. Carl sent me a little text message today.
Right.
No,
Oh, what is this?
Right, okay. Okay.
I'm in a very frail mood at the moment.
No, you're
like
like this one.
Bruce.
This is funny, because me and him have been, like, sending, trivia back and forth to each other. Which is another point, right? I sent him... Oh, well, I'll get to that in a minute. I thought he'd really be amazed with,
Well, while you're fiddling, if you can make my dream come true, to go and see Bruce Springsteen tomorrow, then give us a call on the usual number.
But like I said, Steve...
What?
Right? It wouldn't be... Right, you just said when the song was on, can't believe it, right? We work at XFM, and I can't get tickets for Springsteen, right? Yeah. We work in radio, we should get tickets. Right, now think
Which
of the
I'm willing
amount
to pay for.
Yeah, but think of the... Yeah, but if it's sold out, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
but that's just something they say.
Right, that's just what they say, is it? Right, so everybody on local radio stations say, do you know, I like that Bruce Springsteen, I want a free ticket, right? So another say...
I tried to phone, I phoned for an hour and a half, I couldn't get through.
Not long enough.
I've put the hours in.
Not long enough.
Not long enough.
What are you talking about? Put the hours in.
No.
Right? So another 400 people turn up at the gig, they cram them all in, there's people being crushed, they've paid the money early, they were up early that day when the phone lines were open, whilst you were probably sleeping, and that. So they're dedicated, and they're the ones at the front getting crushed.
What?
Would your
Why
mum and
are they
dad
getting
be
crushed?
happy if you were there getting crushed?
I don't mind, I'll sit at the side of the stage and watch him.
Yeah, but
I don't mind.
But everyone will say that then. And then before you know it, no one can see anything because
No,
you're all
Carl's
on the
right
stage.
on this one. Right, I'm gonna give you this here. I'm now handing over my mobile phone to Steve to read you can see it's from Carl at the top, but just read it out as you scroll down. Just read it out loud.
Is this a text message from...
Yeah, this is a text message to me from Carl. Read it out.
To see at night as well as an owl, you would need eyes the size of grapefruits. If only Stephen could turn his head right round as well. Carl, I can't believe it. What upsets me most, Carl, right, is not the fact that you've been slagging me off behind my back. It's the fact that you've got the cheek to come on here and moralise because you failed to get me tickets and make a dream come true. You've come on here trying to pass the buck and say that it's a health and safety problem, when in actual fact it's a Karl Pilkington problem.
Do that, I got it in a bin.
I'm devastated, I'm devastated, you know,
I didn't let's play a record.
I'm
I
upset.
should have eaten this banana off air.
What's the number?
It's 08700 800 1234, but if it's sold out, Steve, it's sold out.
A bit of a classic here. R.E.M.
I bet if Ricky wanted to go, it'd be fine. I'm sure someone could sort it out then.
Who?
Oh, if Ricky Gervais wants to go, then
I'm
you can
going.
come. Are you?
No.
You want some tickets, then?
Well, there's the best band in Britain, in my opinion.
Big words.
The Darkness, Growing on Me, on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington.
Have you got the album?
And already, they've had an argument.
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know whether we need to cheapen the show by discussing it, but I asked for a particular track. Karl is the producer, and he failed to get it for me. He's failed to get it for me. He's failed to bring it up from the record library. Completely failed in his mission. He had to get 2 records, and he failed to get one of them. A 50% error rate there.
Yeah, but like I said, I looked in the system, it told me what album it's on, I brought that album up. I'm busy.
But, okay, so fine. Fine, you're absolutely fine then, that's no problem. You know, once again, that's a great excuse, Karl. Brilliant. The show has been ruined, it's been partially ruined, but you've got a bit of an excuse.
Alright. I didn't make a big deal out of it when you said, oh, and whilst you're down there, get us a new 50 Cent single.
I never said, well, you're down there, get the new 50 Cent single. I asked you if 50 Cent single was lying around.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been here, I wouldn't have worried.
So I get it, yeah, I did that for you.
Right.
And when I come up, you say, has it got swearing in it? Well, I don't know, it's 5 to 1, Steve.
You're the
I haven't got time, I've been
producer!
whizzing
You're the
around.
producer, it's the brand new single. I'd have thought it had been lying around in the XFM office anyway.
But I don't have time to sit around listening to music.
Sure, well, yeah.
Right? I know that you have, now you've got an iPod that can hold 7,500 songs. I don't know when you're gonna get round to loading all them on, but I haven't got the time.
Sure.
Busy.
Yeah. Fine, okay, no, that's a perfect excuse, Carl. Well done, mate. I just hope that I never have to depend on you in a real emergency.
Yeah. So, we were talking about should we play a record? Is that link too long already before we actually got to something?
I'm already bored.
Carl, we've got to get to something. We've got to do something.
Why don't you contribute something? You've been silent.
Now that is scraping the bottom about
It
like,
really is,
we're in trouble. Oh no. Oh, we're failing. Who can we bring on that's surefire, always delivers,
Audio
snappy?
dynamite.
Yeah. Carl,
The big guns.
come on, Carl.
I was just thinking, there is nobody else who looks like Steve.
He's done ya.
That's outrageous. Although, to be honest with you, that insult has resurrected things.
Yeah. Well done.
And I was on my mobile phone, and I was chatting away to someone, and, what can only be described as a prostitute.
Go on.
Stood on the street corner.
Was she a woman that gives you sex for money?
Yes.
That is a prostitute.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Go on.
And as I was walking by, she said, "Do you want to buy sex?" Now,
You sure it wasn't a market trader giving 6 plums away?
No, it was definitely...
6 for a quid?
No, it was definitely
Go
a
on.
prostitute.
Yeah.
And what annoyed me about it, what I wanted to pick her up on something, was the fact that I was on my mobile phone. It's like, can you imagine?
She was rude.
Who would what, am I gonna hang up? Sorry, Mum, can I call you back?
I've
You
just
know,
had an
you know
offer.
you say you want me to meet more women.
And you know you sent me that 30 quid
Exactly.
for my birthday?
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Johnson, I'm really excited about the job. Can I call you back? I'm just gonna negotiate with a whore. And it was just sort of, you could tell that she was clearly probably desperate for crack or a latest fix of smack. So she was literally, the normal etiquette of prostitution, you know, that they hang around, they show some thigh. I've seen this in
They
films.
will woo ya.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
will- Yeah.
Take you out for a meal, that sort of
know,
thing.
straight
That had sort of
into
gone
it.
out of the window, and she
Yeah,
was just
sure.
there, desperate, running around
Did
the
she go out
streets.
of a window?
Like a
because that's
zombie.
another thing they sometimes do, specialist
Exactly.
ones.
But I was
Yeah.
shocked because I've never been propositioned before like that.
Really?
In London,
That's weird, isn't it? Carl, thoughts?
I think you'd be sort of approached a lot, because they tend to sort of go for people who look like they haven't got much chance.
Sure.
And I'm not being mean.
No,
you know
no,
what I mean,
no,
mate?
no,
I've
no.
known
What do
you a
you
long
mean?
time. and
Sorry, I'll let you go back to it. In what way aren't you being mean? By saying that
No,
Steve...
Steve knows is a little bit odd looking.
I don't think... Well...
No, he does. Do you know
Yeah,
before...
no, but it's not what he thinks of his looks.
No.
It's what he thinks of you talking about his looks on...
No, but it's
on.
like how you were talking before about, you know, your eyes are bad. It's nature's little way of saying, look, nothing to see here, right?
I don't get that!
I don't know what you mean.
But when you look in the mirror and that, they've gone, look, he hasn't got the looks, let's make his eyes bad, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
See,
they're
I-
balancing it out, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny, right? Now we're on the topic.
Sorry,
right, I wasn't-
Johnny Depp.
No, listen,
my chest is gonna burst at this moment.
Whenever we go
because-
into this conversation, I always think to myself, Carl, do you know what you look like?
I'm gonna...
You know, seriously, can I be honest with you?
I
You
don't
look
know.
like, you know, if you've got like a balloon, a hot air balloon, right? Just a little balloon, like a party balloon. If you drew a little face on it, right, and inflated it about halfway, that's what you look like.
right, I wasn't...
No, play a record. I don't want to get into this.
Listen,
It's too
now,
intense.
now you've got onto this. Let's just nip it in the bud now. I'll tell you something that I wasn't going to tell you because I think it was
I
out
don't
of
want to
order.
hear it. I don't want to hear
Well,
it.
right, it was on the tube, right? Well, I was. Someone told me they were on the tube, right? And the tube pulled into a station, right? And one of the women saw the poster that's out at the moment with you and Rick on it, right?
Yeah.
So this woman apparently goes, oh look, there's Ricky. Ricky's on the radio, right? And the other woman goes, oh yeah, don't you listen to it? So she goes, oh, I didn't know he was on the radio. And she goes, oh.
Sorry, Steve.
Look at...
Because he didn't sound this bad.
She said, oh, look at that person he's with. So she goes, yeah. She said, that's Steve. She said, I was sort of aware that he looked odd because Carl mentions it on the radio.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as much of a blow to me, but I can see how it was a bit of a shock to you.
Yeah.
So, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that isn't me sort of telling this woman to say anything. That was all happened without anybody else sort of bringing it on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Was it... Sorry, you seem to be relishing this. Was it because of the little balloon story that made you...
I honestly, Steve, I wouldn't have told you, but if you're gonna start, you know, having a pop...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't just sit here and take it and that.
No.
I mean, all mates.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was
Shame,
mistaken for
actually,
Johnny Vegas. Steve's got a story about that, if you wanna have a go at me.
well, someone just thought you were fat with a beard, which is true.
Well, don't have a go at me, because he said you look...
Well, you started it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
No, I
did.
didn't.
You were milking it. You were
I
egging him on.
was laughing.
You were egging him on.
I sort of was.
Yeah.
But let's not, you know.
Oh, it's a good job you've got lots of good mates like Jonathan Ross you can go and hang out with. You don't need other friends, people who've helped you in your career. Because actors are often quite handsome people, but yet they're always quite obnoxious.
We are.
No, I mean, they're normally quite obnoxious, Rick. Again, you're a good example of that. And yet, I think it must be the small man complex. That's what makes them so obnoxious and so kind of desperate for attention. Didn't realise it before.
Steady on.
Because, of course, I tower above everyone.
You do, don't you?
I'm, for people who don't know, who are listening, I'm 6'7" tall. That's high.
Yeah.
That's big.
And for people who've never seen him, he doesn't hold it well. It's not like he's a sort of handsome athlete, is it, Carl? He's a bit of a, what do you call him?
Carl, don't answer.
No.
Don't get drawn into that. You know the game he's playing.
No. Do you know yesterday when you were in the office?
Yeah.
You did a little move, and it reminded me of Blakey.
Oh, I hate you, Gervais. Oh, I hate you, Pilkington.
That sort of stance.
Yeah, but even he held it a little bit better, didn't he? Because he was a man, you know, he had a big coat and everything, and a peak cap. But, yeah.
I can't believe you. Like, I've not suffered enough from being freakishly tall. Now, two of my best buddies, live on radio, are just...
It's not just the height, though, is it? It's the posture and the face and everything.
But it's got your places, hasn't it?
No? What do you
No,
mean
it
it's got me
has.
places?
I think people give you a bit more of a chance in your career and stuff, 'cause it's like...
What, yeah, stacking shelves? Because I can reach to a high level.
Mr. Pilkington, hello, it's Dr. Hanrahan. Barry Sheen has just passed away, and you go, oh dear. Yeah, bad news and good news. Do you want his face, or... Do you want his face?
Does Suzanne go out with you, like, for charitable reasons?
Is
it like you can adopt a boyfriend?
I love the fact that she encourages you.
She was saying about Tom Cruise, and I was like, oh... You know, she said, you know, he's not a bad-looking fella or whatever.
So, well, what she's saying is, Carl, is there any chance you could go and get a different face? Maybe something like Tom Cruise would be good.
But then I was saying, right, first of all, he's got to be dead and he's not. But if he was, and you had that done, would you feel like...
People looking
had
at you on the
something?
tube.
Well, no, like, say if the people who made Mission Impossible said, well, we want to do a third one, would I be in my right to say, well, I don't want to do it?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't mean to be offensive, Carl, but your girlfriend could do a lot better than you. I don't know what you're thinking.
I love the idea of this whole conversation about you in Tom Cruise's face, and then get offered a film.
But why does she have conversations like this with you?
It was now on last night. It was now on the telly.
I love it. What should we talk about? What about getting a new face? Oh dear. Oh, that cartoon. If you don't know what Carl looks like, there's a cartoon that was in last week's Heat, isn't it, that I drew on the website. What's it going for now? Bid?
I think it's at about 225 quid at the moment.
And what do they have to do to bid for it?
Just email in and I'll pass it on to the website people.
I know why Heat put it in. It's because the editor, Boyd Hilton, looks a little bit like you, doesn't he?
Sort of my ugly brother.
He's probably listening, and he says nice things about you.
Yeah, he can still say nice things, but I bet he knows deep down. You know if you're good looking or not, don't you?
I can't believe
Come
it,
on, Steve. I mean, what do you think?
This is going crazy now, Carl. I don't know. You're just, the insults are flying left, right and centre. You've got no limits. You've just gone crazy, just gone wild. You're swanning around just because you look like Tom Cruise.
I think it's because he's been hanging out with Christian O'Connell.
Yeah.
And they're both thinking, yeah, we're...
Couple of media players.
Yeah.
Too big for their boots.
Yeah, not scared. Although he's scared of Christian.
No, he's terrible.
He's scared of Christian in here because he's not allowed to do monkey news.
No. Well,
Because Christian wants to do it. He's scared of him.
I'm not saying that, right? Christian...
I do monkey news, but Christian wants to do some monkey news. I'm not allowed. What star sign are you?
Mine changes. I'm on the edge.
Right. Okay.
He even makes that complicated.
Of course.
He even makes twaddle complicated.
No, I'm just, it changes depending what paper you read.
Yeah. Alright, in theory, what would
23rd
you...
of September, so I think most of the time I'm a Virgo, I think.
Well, I'll tell you.
Write that down, listeners. 23rd of September, and come round and give him the bumps.
What I mean...
Well, according to this, I mean, I mean, you've been criticising this, Rick.
Sure.
You've been saying that there's maybe not anything in the zodiac thing.
go
Well,
on.
hang on, let me just read
Go
some
on,
of the elements of
is this going to change my mind?
Well,
Am I going to eat my words?
the typical Virgoan.
Words.
Okay. The physical appearance of the typical Virgoan.
Yeah.
High forehead.
That's not true.
Cranium may seem too big in comparison with the face. Look at Carl, look at Carl.
But how specific is that?
Has an extremely large forehead. Has a high hairline.
That's not true though, is it?
May be quite tall.
What are the blokes like?
Often has one foot turned in more than the other.
They've just described Rain Man. What is that? How can they be specific?
Well, that's why it sounds like Carl.
One foot turned in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, have they even bothered doing one for you? Because there isn't many people who...
Hang on a minute.
Let him finish, Steve.
No, I'm just saying...
Go on. What are you saying?
I sort of think I'm fairly average looking, but I'm saying, have they wasted a page in that book for whatever you are?
It started off me being dissing him and stuff, and you've been nice.
Hang on a minute. I don't think you can be a Virgoan, because it says, that they are normally quick, alert and intelligent. But no, actually, I have to say, it says here, behaviour and personality traits of the Virgoan, as a child, is an excellent mimic, can learn many things in a short time. Not really true of you, is it? Rarely
Like
questions authority, but frequently questions facts. You never question facts.
Yeah, you never question authority, he's scared of authority.
Yeah. You're usually times very upset if teased. That's true.
Yeah,
isn't it?
oh yeah.
Hang on a minute, though.
Yeah. Can't take a bit of stick, too much
depends,
pressure. If you
yeah.
can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Yeah.
What to teach a young Virgoan? Myths, fairy stories, make-believe, daydreams, and how to use imagination should all be taught to young Virgoans, so they have plenty of magical moments to remember in their adult years when they are often alone.
I'm changing my mind.
I know.
This is good stuff. This is really good stuff.
Alright, well, let's see, what are you?
I don't think we should talk about that.
Yeah, let's have a look.
It says the Virgoan is, I love some of the specifics of this. Virgoan is an employer. He's excellent as the boss of a small company.
yeah. Don't get him on a Tuesday. He's probably stamp collecting then.
Yeah.
Come on,
He loves a
Steve.
bit of haddock.
Okay, let me look at mine.
Oh, that is good though, Carl, isn't it? That is you all over. I've changed my mind. It's brilliant. It's a real science. They've really put their work in with this one.
Let me see, Sagittarius, Sagittarian is a happy, playful little clown.
Little.
Greets everyone.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Let me see, Sagittarius at home.
He's only going to read the good bits though, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
If that's it, what can it say?
Have they done yours in sort of small print, because you've got special eyes?
I don't know what that insult is, Carl. What kind of an insult is that?
Well...
He's happy with that. Look at his face.
You've done me.
Oh dear.
And come back to me.
To a certain
I'm
extent.
just thinking, if I was to meet Steve in a restaurant...
Yeah.
Right,
Nothing untoward going on, we're just hanging out.
No, just having a chat, just having a normal night out.
Yeah.
Who's paying? Because I mean,
Is it expensive?
go
this
Dutch,
restaurant?
go Dutch. I mean,
Right, so... I say to you, I'll see you at 8, right, in this restaurant. I turn up at the door, it's a bit of a posh place, right? There's Steve Merchant in.
Yeah.
And the waiter sort of goes, I don't know. What does he look like? Right? And,
Where's he from?
Just a little French fella.
Oh yeah.
And, what does he look like? So the thing I'd pick up on first, tall lad.
Tall, yeah.
And then he goes, oh, well, you know, we've got lots of tall people in, right? And I go, big eyes?
Big eyes.
Yeah. And then he'd go, yeah, he's over there.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, you can have dinner and you can buy me dinner. I'm not sure you're going to get anywhere with me.
Yeah, but the thing is, what he hasn't said is, well, he gets frustrated because we have to go from restaurant to restaurant for something I can eat. But the reason we've only got about 3 restaurants to choose from are that because he doesn't want to spend more than a £5 at lunchtime.
At lunchtime? If I was going out of an evening, you'd spend a decent amount of wallop. But lunchtime,
Would
why
ya?
am I spend? You'd be happy to spend 20 quid on lunch. Imagine that every single day. There's no one out there who's eating lunch 20 quid a day on lunch. It's crazy. You don't need that much food at lunchtime because I don't know what happens. You go in there, you have some kind of tiger in curry for lunch. You're asleep by 1:30. We're trying to work. We're trying to write TV shows, and you're dozing off like one of those giant anacondas that's just eating a sheep and is slowly digesting it. It takes like 3 weeks.
He doesn't eat Carl. He does not like the spare. He'll walk a mile out of his way to get a sandwich for.
Having an argument over that 50p that time. I don't want to bring it back up again.
Here's the situation, Carl. I lent you 50p, and you decided you weren't going to pay me back. It should be to my discretion if I say, don't worry about it, Carl. You should offer me the 50p. Go, there's that 50p I owe you, and I'll go, don't worry about it, Carl. But you didn't even do that.
No, it's the way that you were like.
I said, where's my 50p? You went, oh, you don't need that. That's not your decision to have.
I didn't say that. I said I don't think I've got it at the moment or whatever.
Rubbish.
And you're going through my pockets and that.
Rubbish.
50p. Ridiculous.
You've just given him a keg of beer for free, hadn't you?
Well, let's not go over it again.
Here we are then, we're back, XFM 104.9. Carl had to leave early last week, but, can you stay to the end this week, mate, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You don't need another holiday.
Oh, he's started already.
I mean,
Steve's made you look like a bit of a twat already, and it's only 1:05.
But the only reason you don't go on holiday is because you have to spend money.
Oh, and he's gone straight back!
Well,
He's gone straight back!
I can't come back to that.
Oh,
it's just dynamite. It's just absolute. That was
Although the
searing.
last
Cut to
holiday,
the chase.
last holiday Steve had, he sort of found a third world country so he could live like a king for a week. It was Cuba, wasn't it?
Going to Cuba, amazing. We can almost rule the place. If it weren't for Castro, I'd have been in charge. Kind of cash I was flashing around. They do anything for $1 over there. It's extraordinary, literally. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh.
Definitely, and I went to Kenya before that.
So he thought to the prostitute, said no. You were going.
Yeah, well, it was $2. I mean, I'm not made of money. I genuinely, I really, it does frustrate me that I don't get any allowance.
It doesn't count as a disability.
Well, it does count.
No, it doesn't. It's not a disability being 6'7".
But how can you explain, for instance, travelling on a bus or a coach? There's some
the only
things I can't
disadvantage is, people look. I've seen people stare at you, but they stare at me because I've been on the telly. What's that a disability? People being recognised.
But you could avoid that by not being on the telly. It's your choice. This is my point. It's your choice.
Yeah,
it's the same as the big fat people. It's their choice.
It's a different sort of stare, isn't it? I've been there.
Yeah.
When, the sort of stare that you get and the sort of stare.
Well, obviously I'm gonna. Sorry, Steve, but I'm gonna, follow up this inquiry. What do you mean, Carl?
No, I'm just saying it's more of a stare of fear than, like with you, they go, oh, it's him.
Yeah, go on.
Whereas with you, it's more like, jeez.
Where's the monkey news?
Well, we're not going to do Freak of the Week here,
okay?
Right? Because we've done quite a bit of that in the last 20 minutes.
We've
right, so
OD'd
we'll
on
that.
freaks, you think?
Yeah,
sure.
We'll just shift it a little bit.
Okay.
And I don't, like I keep saying, don't want people to be thinking we're sort of taking the mick out of anyone.
No.
Right? Because we're not about that. I feel that, like, I can do a little bit of it because I work with you, Steve.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
It gives me that right.
It's like a care worker. Yeah, I understand.
Well, it's like that thing of, you can't be homophobic because I've got a couple of gay mates and stuff.
Sure.
I think it sort of gives me that edge.
Yeah.
Right?
So you're not freakophobic because you work with Steve?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay,
well, by that token, I should be able to sort of slag off, the mentally ill.
Or
at least mentally handicapped. I had some exciting news this week, Carl. You'll be pleased to find out. I'm worried that you might get a little bit jealous, because it's obviously going to impact on your world quite strongly, because I know you think, you'd like things to be quite samey, you'd like the status quo to be maintained, you like the fact that in the past, we've had some crosswords, because I remember, what did you think of me when I first walked in? When I first came in on the first day of XFM?
I don't know why you're making a big deal
Do you want to bring
because
it?
I'm just being honest, though. I'm just being honest about a lot of people who see you for the first time sort of go, well, he's a bit weird.
I know that, Steve, that you brought it up, and then you're again.
But I'm sure that wasn't what he said before.
No,
did
he
say
did.
Before
yeah, well,
he's a bit weird.
Yeah, well, he looked at you, and I knew, I could see by the look on his face. You know when your kid, and your kid's sort of scared of something, and they go, why's your kid? And goes, oh, he doesn't like pigeons or spiders. Right. It was like that. When I saw Carl, and I brought you in, and I went, what do you think of that, Carl? I could see the look on his face that he was disturbed.
Sure.
And then, as he said, you get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, you get used to it. And you have changed a little bit. Your hair's a bit smarter now, and you've got some nicer glasses and that, I think. Or I might just get used to it.
Whoa! Don't bring it up, Steve. Don't
Well-
look at me like that.
So you say that you think some other people in the office thought the same? Do you know that for sure?
Carl.
Did you discuss it?
Carl.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah,
Okay, leave it there then.
but not just in the office. As you walk through the building.
Oh, it's
done.
worse than you ever thought. Who do you think's cooler to look at, Steve or the Chemical Brothers?
Steve.
Definitely, yes! You're absolutely right, Carl, and that's the first sensible thing you've said for a
If
long
I was
time.
to work with Steve on some music,
Yeah.
if I had the choice, I think Steve would look better on a album cover.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you change him at all? What would you do with his image?
I'd put him in the distance, so I
I can't believe this is...
no, just so you don't look as tall. That's doing you a favour.
You know, I was on the... This is true, I was on the tube, right, coming in to meet Gervais the other day, and I was wearing a suit, and my mobile phone slipped out my pocket, and it landed on the seat, and I didn't realise this, and as I was about to get off, some bloke who was sat there like an old guy, he picked up the phone, he went, "Oi! Lanky, you dropped your mobile phone." And I was like, well, I thank you for pointing out I dropped my phone, but did you have to do the lanky?
But you knew who he meant. I bet you turned round straight away. It worked.
Knew he meant
Yes,
Steve.
but-
He's done you again.
But I was the only person stood up, it was a fairly empty train.
Was there any other lanky people there?
No.
Well then.
150 quid? What, in gift vouchers?
Yeah.
To spend at the same places? I'd have to say, though, I mean, it's not a very inventive gift, is it?
It's a
Whoever came up
lovely
with it,
thought, though.
it's a lovely thought. It's wonderful to have £25 that I can only spend in 2 places I never go in. But, no, I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Any
I'm not
ungrateful, anyway.
looking a gift horse in the mouth. It is a treat.
He,
My only
he
thought...
spoke to Jonathan Ross like he was a normal person.
From someone whose dad buys him a spade for Christmas, I thought you'd be grateful.
Yeah.
Before we carry on with anything, I should just tell you, we're on the subject of emails. There's one emailer we're always looking forward to hearing from.
Dickers!
Richie Anderson!
Dicky Docky Doo!
Richard Anderson, thanks for emailing.
He's
and,
my biggest fan.
he's
now.
one of the biggest
he
fans.
Absolutely loves me.
but not afraid to offer some constructive criticism.
Go on,
That's
what's
the
he
great
said?
thing about Dickie. And from Anders this week, he says, "Ricky, I'm lazy, I talk nonsense, I'm badly organised, and I believe in ghosts. Can I have a job working on your show?" Possibly, Anders. Maybe send in a CV. Or email a CV.
He's put a little bit of all of us in that, hasn't he? Oh, I'll ask him if he's a goggle-eyed freak, Steve.
Alright, calm down.
Well, no, I didn't mean
there's no need to get insulted.
No, I didn't
No need to
necessarily
get
mean
nasty.
you,
No
did
need
I?
to get nasty.
Well,
Also, I was thinking about that actually, Steve.
Oh, God.
Just talking of the old.
What?
What?
Talking to the what?
No. Do you know, like?
This better be good.
No, you don't have that many girlfriends. And
what do you mean?
Carl, why are we on this? I was defending you in the whole monkey discussion. Come on, what's your point?
no,
What's your point? What's your point?
No, what's the point? What's the point?
I just was thinking.
If there was an infinite number of Steves?
You're an odd-looking fella.
Come on, Carl, get to the...
No, you know
cut
I know
to the quick.
that. I've told you that
Cut
loads
to
of
the quick.
times.
What do you mean, you know I know that?
Well, there's no point pretending anymore.
Steve, I'm flabbergasted.
But also, you don't like spending money, right?
He's mean and weird looking.
Valentine's Day.
I'm gonna,
Are you sort of, you know,
You've got to love him though, haven't you?
what are you happier with? The fact that no girls like you enough, right?
This is really mental.
Or are you happy because you don't have to spend any money on a card for someone?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Wait, let's have more monkey news. What have we got?
No, we've got
We've got so much to get into this show. Insults,
We don't need
stupidity.
the insults. I think we've got enough. We don't need the
Yeah,
insults.
there's no more insults. No more
What
insults.
angers me with Carl is, you know, he's been planning that.
No, I haven't. I was thinking about it on the way in because Valentine's Day is coming up and I'm not a big fan of it. Right?
Condoms.
You bought your girlfriend a box of condoms for Christmas. I don't think you can have a go at me. To be fair.
No, but I don't just treat her on Valentine's. I'm always. Do you know what I mean?
You don't even treat her on Valentine's. You don't even treat her at Christmas or on her
Hang
birthday.
on a
When do you treat her?
Hang on a minute. Wait a cotton picking minute there. Oh, why I order.
took her out. Took her out
Wait
last
a
night.
minute. What was that? Tiffany dog.
I treat your girlfriend better than you, and I've only met her twice.
He's so ungrateful, really.
Yeah,
Because I can't remember a time my dad bought me anything. It's always my mum who bought it, and my dad would give her the money.
yeah.
You've got Ricky who's lost his go-kart. You've had a video bought for you, and you're still not happy. I just think it's selfish.
Now, it's intriguing to me because here's a film called Freaks, featuring real-life freaks, and you're sort of a bit nonplussed by it.
Just because it's built up. If you call a video Freaks, you've got to make sure that there's some good stuff on there.
Yeah.
What were you disappointed about? Was it that?
Because there was a few things on it, right? There was a woman who said she was half man, half woman, and it's like, well, you're not, are you? It was just like she had some makeup on. I thought, well, that's rubbish. And then there was a woman who could eat using her feet. That isn't that freaky. Do you know what I mean? If she's not hungry, she looks normal.
Yeah.
And that's when I was thinking, I mean, I'm not being, right, Steve. You know I'm not being funny.
Oh, here we go.
No, but I'm just saying, if that woman wasn't eating and you were sat next to her in that film,
Yeah.
I'd probably be sort of drawn to you more than her. I'm not, I know you hate me saying it, but there's no point sort of pretending. Do you know what I mean?
Oi, Muttley, what are you sniggering about?
That face. What you mean there were things in it that were less... What are you saying?
I'm just saying...
Play a record. Seriously, I'll slap you. I'm gonna slap you live on air.
Yeah, but you always go...
Right, I'm slapping you live on air, I swear to God.
Alright, play a song then.
He's playing a song.
I'll play the song.
Keep the favour up. No, keep the favour up.
It's happening again, Steve.
What's happening?
It's going all wrong.
Yeah.
We're talking rubbish.
Are we?
Yeah.
We should have played 2 in a row.
He's having a go, isn't he?
Blimey. Can I just kiss and make up with Carl?
No, that is...
No, let me just kiss my kiss.
Yeah, but it doesn't next week it'll be the same again. It doesn't mean anything. It's like saying sorry.
Oh, on the lips.
Go on, look, he's... Look.
Carl!
Get I've never... Carl has gone a absolute shade of purple, straining not to have merchants...
There's no point, Steve.
No.
There's no point.
No, just shake. Just shake and make up.
Shake what, Rick?
There you go. All friends, sit down. That's lovely. That's a lovely moment. Shut up!
They got 2 monkeys, right? And
Don't stop!
because they'd seen the owners with guns and what have you.
Yeah, no, that sounds
So they had
plausible.
had a bit of a shoot off.
Yeah.
That's how they sorted it out.
And who won?
I think it was George. The one called George.
Right.
So I think they had 17 kids. The farm's still running. So that's like the last little monkey news there. Good little
Rick,
happy ending to that one.
if you were to rub your nipple against his lips while I held him down?
Right, come off it now. Come on. No, I'm not doing it.
Bruce Springsteen, Thunder Road, last track on Next FM's Ricky and Steve. You can check this all out on the webcam.
I got fingers.
Get his arm out the way, get the arm out the way.
This happened on Scum.
Mary's dress way